Voice of Gus Paranormal Investigations. Tonight, our story or investigation is going to be about a story that I came across a wee while ago by one of Carl's friends who sent us a wee message about a story called The Lost Children. So what it is about two boys who were in the 1800s. It was the day of the 30th of March, 1883. A little 8-year-old boy and 10-year-old boy. One was called John Lilly, and the older one, the 10-year-old, was called William Mason. So the wee 8-year-old boy came to William Mason's house and whistled out to him, and they left at some early hour in the morning, to come over to Littleton to do fishing. The elder boy had some money given to him by his mum so that they could use a horse and cart to get to Littleton for the fishing escapade. And apparently they used their money at the markets and decided to venture by walking over to Littleton Harbour. So after the 30th, or the night of the 30th, it was reported that William Mason didn't come home. So there was a call out or a lookout for him. A few days later, there was a search party looking for him. He still hadn't returned home. So when William was found, it was found a week or so, or 2 weeks later, and he was found at the top part of the RAPAKI track. His body was discovered, and he had his eyes wide open looking up to the stars. He was fully clothed. His fishing rod was with him at the lower part of his body. His body had no abrasions or cuts, or his clothes weren't removed, or looked like he'd been ruffled up, or he had no bruises. It didn't look like he'd been attacked by anybody. He just looked completely normal. They do think that he could have died of exposure and exhaustion. He could have been dehydrated, and he could have died of hypothermia. But usually when people die of hypothermia, they usually look blue, or their lips look blue, and his body didn't look like that. So they still didn't find the other little boy, the 8-year-old boy. He was still having search parties looking for him. I think it ended up being almost a month later. They did find his body on the last day that they decided to do a search, and then they were going to give up. It was discovered on a station that was here, which is now Mount Vernon Park. So when they discovered his body, it was 100 metres further up from where William Mason was found on the RAPAKI track, in a slightly different direction. Not too sure on what the state of his body was, but the same as William Mason. He didn't look like he'd been attacked or been violently abused. His body still looked normal. Again, they thought it was hypothermia that may have set in, an exhaustion from walking over the hills. So as the story has gone and progressed, and I've looked into it more, there is two memorial poles here. We have found where William Mason was. The other one on Mount Vernon is on the Mount Vernon Spur. We did go looking yesterday when we came up here, and unfortunately it was foggy. It was quite damp. Couldn't see a lot. I am going from a picture that has been taken of these memorial poles, and I couldn't seem to find it. So tonight we are just going to go down to the memorial pole where William Mason was found. When I checked it out yesterday, I used my E.M.F meter on there, and it did spike to red. I left it on the rock of where the pole is placed, and it didn't change. There was a few symbols carved into the pole. There was also a couple of rocks that was left there. One was painted with a cat, and the other one was a fish, because obviously he was going to go fishing, so someone left that as a kind gesture or token for him. We're going to see if we can get anything more of the story. So unfortunately, the mystery of these two boys is the fact that they were not attacked. They had not been killed by somebody. Well, they may have been, but there was no signs of somebody killing them. So it was just a sort of a mystery that went without anybody sort of investigating into it. And no one knows to this day still what happened to these two boys. I find it very sad and unfortunate. in March, when I was reading, they were saying when they were doing the search parties that it was foggy up here, it was misty, there was a lot of bad weather, and I found it quite intriguing that yesterday when we came up here to look that it was very foggy, it was quite windy. At times the fog was so thick that I couldn't see much around me. So there could have been something mysterious here. They may have died of fright from seeing something that they shouldn't have seen. So I guess tonight we just want to ask a few questions and see if William can tell us anything more than what we know. At a later date we will try and find the second memorial where John Lilly was found, and we would like to come back up here probably at some stage and do a E.M.F session here as well and see if he has anything to tell us. So that could be at a later date. If you do want that, please leave comments in the comment section, and if we get enough we may come up here sooner than what we had planned. So we're right at the top of the Rapaki track now, on Summit Road up in the Port Hills. We are going to walk down the track sort of just at the very top where the steepest part is. If you've walked the Rapaki track before, you know the very top last piece. It is going back down to your left hand side. You'll see a white pole just sort of placed in the wee valley / kind of gully that's there. So we're going to check that out. But on another note, when I was investigating and looking at doing a story for this week, I was looking into just, it sounds quite weird, but murders and mysteries that have happened around Christchurch, and a lot of stuff has happened up here in the Port Hills. There are a lot of suicides, there's people that have died from car accidents, there's people that have been murdered here, other bodies have been found here, so there is quite a lot of death that surrounds this place. It is a beautiful scenic look and walk and tracks that are through here through the day, but at night time there's a lot of dark mystery that surrounds it. It is quite intriguing. There may be other stories down the track when I research it more that we may come and investigate. So I'm going to sign off here. We are going to make our way down. I am going to do just an EVP session and a E.M.F reading tonight. Unfortunately there is a bit of wind, so I am going to be very aware of that, and hopefully we won't catch too much of it. As you know from the past one, sometimes it can spoil the video. So please come with us, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Okay guys, so we're coming up to the pole, the memorial where William Mason is. I'm hoping there's not too much wind here. It seems to be dying down a little bit as we get here. It's kind of creepy coming here at night time. I've only been here during the day. And there it is. Just a random spot off to the, if you're coming up it from Hillsborough End, it's on your right hand side, and if you're coming down from the top of the Rapaki, it's on your left hand side. Wow. So where that rock is exactly where he was found. Now, I was supposed to bring a toy with me to leave here, as people, like I said earlier, have left these little rocks here. But I do have some change, which I thought was rather fitting to leave behind since he had spent his change. So I'm going to put that there for you. William, that's for you. There's been some signs, symbols carved in on here, which is a little bit of a shame. I am going to check out what some of these symbols mean, if they do mean anything at all. When I came here yesterday, there was remains of a bird down here, but they are now gone, which I find rather intriguing. And out here towards this direction where that light is flashing up there, I kind of think is roughly where the second memorial pole is. But like I said, we will try and find that and check that out at a later date for you guys. Out over this way is looking towards like Heathcote. Well, I think what is Heathcote. Stunning little view at night time. So we're just standing here, guys, and in this direction, I don't know if you can hear it. There's water running, but it sounds really close by. And as I was looking here, that looks like footprints, wet footprints. Strange. Get a really eerie vibe around here. Alright, we are going to do a E.M.F reading here. We'll see how active it is, and once we've done that, we'll do an EVP session. So it's, again, like yesterday, it's highly active. It goes right up to red, as you can see. This is the location of where William Mason was found, the 10-year-old boy. He was found here looking up at the sky. Oh, very, very active right here. Wow. All around, I feel like it's quite active. See? We'll walk around it. All lights sitting right here. He probably loves the fact that I've left him some change. He's probably never seen this type of money before. I get a good feeling from this. Not a bad feeling, although the situation was bad and we don't really know what's happening, but I don't feel like William's threatening. I do feel a presence here. I feel like he wants to talk. So maybe we'll finish this here and now do an EVP session. William, are you here with us? And what happened? William, do you want to talk to us? Are you here, William? What happened here, William?
Did somebody hurt you?
What happened to John?
How did you become separated?
Why did you not go on horse and cart? Did something supernatural hurt you? Are you at peace?
Yes.
I left some change here for you. I said thank you. You're welcome. Is there anything you want to tell anybody, William? Was John with you when you died? Are you the only one here, William? Is there something demonic here? Do people still visit you? What made you walk over the hills? How many spirits are here? Do you want us to stay or do you want us to go? Oh my god, there is a wetter down there. Look. Isn't it weird how Mum was just talking about those last night? Did you harm William? William, was there a man that hurt you? Oh, I heard something over that way. Yeah. We come in peace, William. Are you sure there's nothing you want to tell us before we leave? We just want to know what happened to you. It's okay, you can tell us. Okay, William, Thank you for talking to us. Stay here. You're not welcome to come home with us. Thank you. Bye. Also leave a link in the description for more information on this story if you guys want to check it out and investigate it for yourselves. Okay guys, so we are just walking back up to the top of RAPAKI track here. We are finishing up for the night. This week's video will be a little bit shorter than usual just because of the weather conditions. There's not a lot to see here in the dark. But thank you for coming with us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.